What is human-centric leading, and why do we need it now? We are born pure, whole, and complete. We're put through a process which is called socialization through an industrialized education system that focuses our attention on achievements without consideration of who we are. Over time, what we learn is that humans are only as good as our visible achievements. What we are, who we are doesn't matter. It's only what we do and what we produce and what we have. We come out as adults in let's say, a limited version of ourselves. That's why there's a whole self-help industry to say, be all you can be fully expressed. It's because of this process. Now, this process, it's called the legacy industrial model. It sees people as replaceable titles, job functions, cogs in a wheel. It sees success as money at any cost. It uses CJB, so we criticize, judge, and blame each other. And then all that puts us in a self-preservation mode at work. So we're like this, we're defensive versus open. Human-centric leading is needed in order to shift this. So we start to see each other as humans with emotional needs and unlimited potential. That we wake up in the morning wanting to do our best, and if we don't, there's something contextual, either in the way we're thinking or in the context at work or with our clients, that prevents us from doing what we want to do. Success is profits, people, and planet. It's a bigger, broader metric. And we also focus on the issues, not whose fault it is or criticizing people, but what is needed to get the results we want. And then instead of being in self-preservation mode, we reach toward our highest potential. We're doing our best. Now, this human-centric leading model is very simple. It says, okay, we're going to consider the context. How is the context affecting us? And if you think about it now at your work, how does the context affect how you think and feel and what you do? Are you constantly criticized, judged, or blamed? If you are, you're going to behave differently than if you work in a context that's open, that's judgment-free, and trying to do, the work that everyone wants to do in a collaborative way. This also looks at, we have to look at the mindset. What are we thinking and feeling and therefore doing? And what does that mindset pattern do for us? Is it helping us or is it inhibiting us? And are we seeing people as people or replaceable cogs? And you can test this out for yourself. You can say, am I seeing that person, let's say, as my boss, who should do this and should do that? Or am I seeing that person as a client or an employee who should behave this way and should not, and they're not, and therefore I'm annoyed? That's when we're seeing each other as titles or functions or roles. When we see each other as people and say, okay, that person did this, that's the best they can do in this moment, then what would I do? It changes the dynamics totally. Then we think about needs. What do people need to do their best and be resourceful in the moment? If there's emotional drama, how can we use the emotions as data to figure out what do people need? It's really based on need, so that the emotions, are used to actually learn and move forward. And then when we're stuck and we need kind of a new perspective, we could say, what would wise people do? What is a wise thing to do? How can we go, let's say, to a higher level, to an Acropolis or a penthouse to get a bigger picture to understand the situation and then change our response? So this is how human-centric leading works. It's very easy to use on a personal level. You can use one or all of these. And then it becomes very easy to use as a team level as we then work within this context, because we're going to be working within these contextual environments. And until they change, we start to behave this way and we start to respond in a different way, which then slowly changes this over time.